Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise and glory and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rahai Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and Ruel, and that teach well through the spirit and the powers of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Wa Shalom, Wa Barakim to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, which are scattered abroad, and in every place, redeeming the time, ready to be saved. Shalom. I'm gonna get into this lesson, man. I just sitting there doing a little reading, scanning the scriptures. Jake just got off, the plantation, man, and gotta get some edification, going, man, and only through the spirit do we get that fuel to do these lessons, man, because sometimes, bro, and I speak for those that work the laborers, demanding jobs, especially if you're working in, this heat. It'll drain you, and that's why me personally, I pray for strength, because, hey, man, like say Jake, be getting out of work, man, just be ready to just relax. But we know we can't do that. I mean, I'm gonna say it like this: we can't do that until we do this work first. You feed the spirit, you feed your spirit, by reading whatever, learning something, and then you feed the spirit of the flock, right? Then we can kind of chill, go do whatever you do, go take a relax, wind down, cause Jay got to get up the next morning, go to work. Me personally, man, I worked long hours, so yeah, gotta pray for that strength, man. And hey, the Lord, he comes through too, man. All right, hey, and I'm gonna say this too: the Lord, He'll put you in situations just so you can pray more to Him. He'll put you in certain situations just so you can, because you may be of the elect and kind of lacking in when it comes to praying. All right, not saying you don't pray, but you may not pray enough in His eyes. All right, and the Lord, He'll put you in certain situations just so you can, put up more prayers, come before the throne, all right, more often, Hey, the Lord wants to hear from His beloved, man. That's what, hey, He wants to hear from you, man. It ain't no, coincidence that the apostles, and chiefly Apostle Rakai, is encouraging brothers to pray more. All right, that's the Spirit speaking through them, man. That's Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai speaking through them. Why? Because they want to be heard. Want to hear from you hopefully, like, man. He loves when his hopefully let come to him. Just think about it. Brothers, they got kids, and I'm Salaki, really 8-hour day, so I'm kind of eating on these snacking on these goji berries, you know, and then they're also known as wolf berries, lycium berries. You know, this, you know, herbs, you know. And I know, you know, unhealthy crap, you know, this is 100% natural stuff, you know. Jake trying to get some something to you know, eat on without feeling guilty about eating it. But yeah, you know, like I was saying, you know, the Lord, he'll do that, man. He'll put you in situations where, you know, he had you praying more unto him. And you know, we just gotta keep fighting, man. And what I wanted to get into in this lesson, all right, was that, you know, we're going to be, you know, here pretty soon, man. You know, we're going to be esteemed as, you know, what's the word should I say? You know, evildoers. All right, you're gonna be looked at it, and to the world as, in the world's eyes, we're going to be looked at as evil, harmful. You know, to the point of where they're going to seek our lives. All right. And you see, you're not gonna hear this in these Christian churches, so-called Christian churches. All right, they don't tell you this. This is the dark truth. This is the dark side of the Bible. All right. You know, we're here to tell you the bitter and the sweet. All right, and right now, we lean more to the bitter. You know why? Because that's the times that we're in. All right, that's the times that we're in. All right, and you got things that haven't happened yet that will be fulfilled, that are evil times, man. All right, so one of those prophecies are the men of the Lord being persecuted. Okay, and it's a hard pill to swallow. All right, it is, and that's why, hey, man, that's why we're being built up now. All right, because, hey, brothers, men of the Lord is gonna be targeted, you know, hunted. All right, none of us really know how it feels to be hunted. All right, the scripture talk about in Isaiah 13, it says, "It shall be as a chased roe." All right, it's gonna be a lot of hunting going on, and the men of the Lord gonna be on their list. All right, and you know, we know that some brothers are gonna be martyrs. You're going to be beheaded, but for the most part, brothers will not be defenseless, because it's a balance, man. Understand that, because it also says that when the enemy come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard. All right, but we must be prepared to be, and you know, and that's why when we go on the highways and the byways now, we get, you know, persecuted on a on a lighter scale, you know, but that's a way of the Lord preparing us for what's to come, man. You know, because, hey, man, look, you're gonna have your family come against you. All right, Hey, family members, whether it be your wife, your kids, your mother, your father, whoever, they're gonna give you up. Yahweh Shai even said that. Matter of fact, let me get that in Matthew chapter 10. Man, all this is good. You know what? I'm gonna start at verse 16. All right, it says, "Behold, I send you forth." Who is he talking to? The apostles, teachers, and the apostles, prophets, and teachers, man. All right. He said, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves." Now imagine, a sheep in the midst of ravenous of wolves, man. Man, a midst of hungry wolves. Well, that's us, all right. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents, and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils." See that? "And they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake." Yeah, for this truth's sake. Alright? This is what's going to happen. Alright? It happened back then, it's going to happen again. It says, "For a testimony against them and the Gentiles." You see? For a testimony against them and the Gentiles. So it's going to happen on this side too. And this time as well. Alright, it says, "But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak. For it shall be given you in the same hour which ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, right, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you." I love that scripture, man. Alright. He said, "And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death." There you go. "And the father the child. And the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death." Right? And that can be spiritual parents. We have spiritual parents in this ministry, man. Beginning with the apostles on that, the apostles and the bishops. All right. So you're gonna have men that's gonna turn on the apostles, man. It said, "Ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake." Right? "But he that endureth to the end shall be saved." He said, "But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come." Because I'm gonna read that again, because he said, "Ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel. Ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come." Why? Because it's not for all of Israel, man, to be saved. Alright? It said, the discipline is not above the disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. Let me see. It said, let me read that again. "The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord." Right. If it is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. That's right. And that's why we gonna try our best to be on fire. Because Yahweh Shai, he was on fire, man. He said, if they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household? That's right. And I truly believe we are of his household. All right. So just like Yahweh Shai was demonized, come up against, oppressed, all right, harshly accosted, all right. Hey, the same thing gonna happen to us. All right. He said, fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. All right. Let's jump down. This is what I want. Matthew 10:36. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. There you go. You see? You got enemies, man. That's gonna turn on you. It's gonna be your family, immediate family. Right? Like right now, man, you got a lot of family. Your family, they don't agree with you being in this ministry, or being a Hebrew Israelite. All right, so it starts there. All right. They gonna be against you. All right. It says, a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Yep. So we got to be prepared for that. Because it happened to all the ancient prophets, man. And we must carry that cross, on this side. All right. And like I said before, you're gonna have, a bounty brought on the men of the Lord. All right, a bounty. Just like they did, who was that? Elijah. Let me get that account. I believe. I think it's First Kings. Let's get First Kings. Chapter 18. It's been a while since I read this. It's First Kings chapter 18 and 7. It says, then as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him. And he knew him, and fell on his face, and said, art thou that my Lord Elijah? And he answered him, I am. Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And he said, what have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? Alright, he said, as the Lord thy power liveth, there is no nation. Let me read that. He said, as the Lord thy power liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. Right. It says, and when they said, he is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation. Yeah, so, okay, let me read that again. It said, as the Lord thy power liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whether my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. Right? He sent, his so-called bounty hunters. What they call them today. They went to the different nations to actually seek Elijah. Man, that's how dedicated the king was to getting a hold of Elijah. Alright? He said, it shall, wait a minute again. He said, as the Lord thy power liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord have not sent to seek thee. Wow. And when they said he is not there, which was what his bounty hunters said to him when they found him not. Alright? It said, and when they said he is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation. Wait, let me make that again. He said, and he said, and when they said he is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation that they found thee not. Right. So the king sent those bounty hunters, and whenever they searched these nations and kingdoms, they were told by those residing in that kingdom or nation that they did not witness Elijah. All right. He said he took an oath of the kingdom and nation that they found thee not. All right. So this how the man of the Lord gonna be searched out. You see, hunted. This is what I was talking about, man. That this should give you something to think about. This is what we got ourselves involved in, man. All right, this is what we have gotten ourselves involved in. I'm gonna say it just like that. This is what we got ourselves involved in. And to be honest, man, it is what it is. Because like Apostle Paul said, I'm ready to be out. We really ready to get the hell up out of here, man. Go on, get it over with. You see? Let me see. What's that? 2 Timothy. I think it's 2 Timothy and 2. Yeah, 2 Timothy and 2. It says, 2 Timothy 2 and 8, it says, remember that Yahushua of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my gospel, wherein I suffer trouble. You see that? Wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer. You see? As an evildoer. So we're going to be calling evildoers, man. Alright? Because of the gospel that we preach. Now, they're not going to make it seem that way. Alright? That we're being persecuted because of what we're teaching. No, it's going to be they're gonna make it seem like it's for another reason. All right, because you can't be an evildoer for just going out speaking words, teaching the Bible. All right, no, they're gonna come up with some type of lies and deceit. All right, to make the men of the Lord look evil. You know, they got this AI, you know, going, you know, this betraying people to be saying things that they didn't say, and they already did the apostles like that, and like, man, come on, man. But you'll see, you know. Once again, what the thing that has been, that is what shall be. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It says, remember that Yahushua of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my gospel, wherein I suffered trouble, right, as an evildoer, even unto bounds, right? Because you're going to have the men of the Lord, Revelation 2 and 10, that should be locked up in the prison. Alright, these concentration camps. Alright, and it says that's just for your faith, to test your faith. You know, it says, but the word of the Most High is not bound. Right? I mean, we gotta tell everything, man. We can't just tell you half. You know, no, we gotta come with 100%. Alright, we gotta tell you everything. Okay? So yeah, you know, that's all I wanted to say, man. You know. And you know, we gotta stay strong, stay fighting, you know, get prepared for the evil that's gonna come our way. You know, might come at your doorstep. You know, gonna have, you know, men getting their doors kicked in, man. All right, at a inconvenient hour. All right. So yeah, Lord, when it's edifying. Until next time, I say shalom.